What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Octagon Jordan. We are here to discuss Dustin the Diamond Poirier and who is he going to fight in his retirement scrap. There's a lot of names being thrown out there. You got Nate Diaz coming out of retirement, UFC retirement, that is. You got Paddy Pimblett, the up-and-comer. You got Michael Chandler aiming for the rematch. You got Conor McGregor, the fourth fight. There's so many different options out there, and I believe that I know who Dustin Poirier is going to fight next. And I'm going to reveal that in this video right here, right now. Let's go, baby. Yeah. That diamond up in this hoe. He's ready to take your bitch and knock you the fuck out. So who's Poirier going to fight? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's a multitude of different options. Let's hear from the man himself, the GOAT himself. We got this scrub-ass reporter with his terrible audio, so bear with me here. I'm sorry about the audio. Asking Dustin Poirier about a couple different rumors that are swirling around social media, and here is his response straight from the Diamond's mouth.
Fight. I think the retirement match is what we're calling it. Likely here in New Orleans, likely hopefully this year. Where are we at so far with that?
Me and the UFC been working on this, and
First of all, the audio is complete buns, booty cheeks. FOS, it should be SOS. Save our ship, because this shit fucking sucks. Background bland as fuck. Helmet looks like Penn State. FOS, fuck out of here. FOH, this little fucking square boy here. I hate those stupid microphones, these little handheld, little bullshit-ass Jones. Get some real microphones. Get a handheld microphone. Come on, what sort of, Girl Scout budget is this bullshit? Come on, wake up, buddy.
worried when I first came to them with the idea that I want to retire at home in Louisiana, that they would be against it, but surprisingly they were down for it to push forward and try to make it happen for me. And I think we're close. I think this summer we could have a fight here in New Orleans.
And who would it be against? There's a lot of talk that it might be Paddy Pimblett or somebody. Who's it going to be?
It's 100% not Paddy Pimblett.
Okay.
Legends only. I'm not going to retire fighting a Paddy Pimblett.
Now I know you're trying to get a final fight. I think
just completely denounces Paddy Pimblett. Completely kind of shits on Paddy Pimblett. Nah, I'm not going to retire fighting fucking Paddy Pimblett. You shit me, dude? Legends only tour. Legends only for the Diamond. Okay? The Diamond gets what the Diamond wants. Legends only. Paddy Pimblett, get your fucking spot in line. Go fight for it, you little tick. And get in line. Okay? Legends only. So that leaves you to wonder, who could Dustin Poirier potentially be fighting? Legends only, legends only, legends only. So you're thinking Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, Justin Gaethje. I mean, who else is there? He's not going to fight Islam Makhachev. He's not going to fight Arman Tsarukyan. He's not going to fight Fiziev or Gamrot. Who else could it be? Well, I mean, there's some theories online here. Let's see. You got Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz chiming in, calling Dustin Poirier a bitch for ducking Paddy Pimblett. Here's the exchange right here. He says, fight Paddy, pussy. He better than you. He better than you. Nate Diaz, here's Paddy's response. Nate Diaz knows his shit. He's a real G. Fight BSD when he's ranked 12th, but not me. You know what would happen. Well, that's completely different circumstances, Paddy, and you know it. You know it is. This is Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. I know a lot of MMA retirements aren't real, aren't true. A lot of people say they retire, they come back. They retire, they have their steroid vacation. Cowboy Cerrone. Oh, I'm retiring. I'm going to go get new hair in Turkey and take steroids for 2 years and look like a completely different person. Then I'm going to return. Just 2 fights to get to 50. I promised my wife. I don't really give a fuck. Who cares? Pump me up with steroids. I'm clean now. We all know Dustin Poirier's not going to do the steroid vacation. Okay? I think that's pretty well known, that he's not the type to do the steroid vacation and jump back in and try to do a money grab of 2 bullshit-ass old head fights like Cowboy Cerrone. Fuck you, Cowboy. I believe Dustin Poirier here. I think he's going to have one more fight in the UFC. I think he's going to call it. I think that's a day for the Diamond. He's done everything. He's fought for the undisputed belt multiple times. I think, 2 times? 1 time? He fought Habib. He fought Islam Makhachev. And he fought Charles Oliveira. 3 times to the belt for the belt. Unfortunately, lost all three. Also lost the BMF title fight to Justin Gaethje. And I think he wants to get that BMF belt. He wants more belts. And it's legends only. So who could it be? Who could it possibly be? Well, let's take a look at the rankings. We got the lightweight rankings right over here. And obviously this is Dustin Poirier's retirement fight, so the rankings don't really matter. Could be anybody. Could be a Nate Diaz coming off the street. Could be a Conor McGregor coming off the street. They could sign somebody. Could be an Eddie Alvarez, rematch, trilogy, whatever you want to call it. It could be A.J. McKee. Maybe they sign him. He's got a pretty big name. Could be another old head, Jim Miller maybe. Dan Hooker. Well, Dan Hooker's already booked. So let's take a look. I don't think it's going to be any of those names I just mentioned outside of the organization. I don't think Nate Diaz is coming back. And if Nate Diaz is coming back, he's going to fight Conor McGregor. He's not going to come back to the UFC for a one-off Dustin Poirier fight where both guys probably retire after the fact. Not going to happen. Arman Tsarukyan, he's not going to fight Dustin Poirier. You heard it from the man himself. It's legends only. Fuck out of here, kid. Go squirt some of my hot sauce in your fucking eye. You're fucking done. How's the back, you little bitch? Charles Dubronx Oliveira. This could be an option. But does this fight make a lot of sense for Dustin Poirier? A Charles Oliveira rematch? It wouldn't be for the belt. He already fought Charles for the belt, lost. If he rematched Charles and beat him, well, then he would be sitting at number 2 ranked. He would have just beaten a former champion, and he probably would have that itch to continue to compete. He probably wouldn't go out on that. If you beat the number 2 guy, a former champion that you lost to in a title fight, I just don't see the allure in that. I don't get it for Charles. He already fought down. He fought Michael Chandler. He arguably beat Arman Tsarukyan in their scrap. He beat Beneil Dariush. I don't see Charles Oliveira fighting down a guy that's on his way out, a guy that's he's already beaten. Charles Oliveira just did a rematch against a guy ranked lower who's he already beat, Michael Chandler. He already had a rematch against a lower ranked opponent against a guy he had already beaten, Michael Chandler. He's not going to do it again. Charles Oliveira, you're out. You're done. Justin Gaethje. Now, Dustin Poirier is already on record that he's been kind of angling for the Justin Gaethje trilogy. He wanted to fight Justin Gaethje. They're 1-1. Justin Gaethje's a legend. He knows it's going to be all action. He wants to win that trilogy. He wants to get the one up on Justin Gaethje. Again, it's all action. It's a historic fight. It would go down in the record books. It would, be fucking branded into everybody's memory. But Justin Gaethje's already booked against Dan Hooker, and Dustin Poirier's not going to wait for that fight. Each guy's going to take a lot of damage. He's not going to try to fight in September, October, November. Nah. He's getting up there in age. He wants to get his retirement scrap in, and he wants to be done with his bullshit. Justin Gaethje's out. Well, who do we have here? We got Max Blessed Holloway. Somebody that Dustin Poirier's already beaten 2 times. He's beaten Max Holloway twice. He's 2-0 against Max Holloway. Huh. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, let's think about it. Let's ponder it here. Let's put our brainstorm hats on. Let's just think about it. So, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. Max Holloway does. Why would Dustin Poirier want to fight Max Holloway, a guy he's already beaten twice, for his retirement fight? That wouldn't make a lot of sense. A trilogy, beat the guy 3-0. We've already kind of seen it. Oh, that's right. I think Max Holloway has a belt. I'm pretty sure Max Holloway has a belt, right? Right? Am I right? I think I'm correct there. Correct? I think Max Holloway has a belt, the BMF belt. I'm pretty sure that's a belt that Dustin Poirier has coveted, has wanted, has desired. He's already fought for it. And he said in interviews prior to his BMF title fight that he really wanted the BMF belt. He wanted it on his mantle. He wanted it on his resume. He wanted it in his collection, right next to the interim strap, if I could fucking talk, right next to his interim title. So Dustin Poirier desires the BMF belt. And why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he want to fight for something in his final scrap? He's not fighting to climb the ladder. He's not fighting Charles Oliveira for the number 2 rank to try to get in another title fight. He doesn't give a fuck about all that. Why not have a fun novelty matchup for an actual prize, a BMF belt? You can hang on your fucking wall. You can have on your Wikipedia page. It'll say it in the little blurb in the Wikipedia fight log for the BMF title, former BMF champion. Dustin Poirier wants that against a guy he's already beaten twice. He knows he can beat him. A legend, a fan favorite in Max Holloway, and both fights were all action. It makes perfect fucking sense. Dan Hooker's booked. He's not going to fight Michael Chandler. Dustin Poirier fucking hates Michael Chandler. He's not going to fight Gamrot. It's legends only. It's excitement only. I'm sorry about you, melatonin Gamrot. You're done. Beneil Dariush, you're fucked. You suck. You blow. Dustin Poirier's not fighting Beneil Dariush. Renato Moicano. Rafael Fiziev. He's not Brazilian. I apologize. He's only one step ahead of Paddy Pimblett. He already said that he's not going to fight a prospect. He's not going to fight a young gun. He's not going to fight a lower-ranked guy. Now, if he's not going to fight Paddy Pimblett, someone who's extremely popular with the fan base, someone who has a ton of followers, someone who does a lot of good numbers, who has been on pay-per-view main cards before, who has a whole region behind him in the UK, Paddy Pimblett, who's less dangerous on the feet, why in the fuck would Dustin Poirier fight Rafael Fiziev? Now, would that fight be amazeballs? All action? Striker's delight? Violence personified? Absolutely, it fucking would be. Would I fucking jizz my pants to see Rafael Fiziev versus Dustin Poirier? Yes, I would. Is that an amazing matchup? Fuck yeah! It's an amazing matchup. Is Dustin Poirier taking that for his retirement fight? Fuck no. If he was going to fight a young gun, lower in the rankings, he would fight Paddy Pimblett for the fanfare, for the popularity, to have the name on his record. Fiziev does nothing for Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier will be fighting Max Holloway, and look what we have here. Just broke, just recently, today, February 12th, 2025, 5:22 p.m., about 2 hours ago. This guy, Stat Cage, Static Born, tweeted at Max Holloway, Max, I medically need you to come back and knock people the fuck out so I can sleep at night, okay, guy? I need you to come back and I need you to knock people the fuck out, okay? So I can fucking sleep. I need the blessed express in my life. Choo-choo! And guess what? Max Holloway responded to this. He responded to this. We are working on a date. We're working on the date. We're working on the date. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? So he knows his opponent. They're working on the date. Dustin Poirier pretty much kind of, implies that he knows his opponent as well. They're working on the date. The Louisiana, maybe in the summertime. UFC's trying to figure it out. What venue, what location, what date, all this type of stuff. Poirier's been tweeting, violence, I got it. Next up, Uno Mas, retirement, final fight, going to be a banger. Poirier knows who it's going to be. He's aware of who it's going to be. Okay? He knows. He just doesn't know the date yet. UFC's trying to figure out the Louisiana card. Maybe if it's not there, you guys could go here. Does it work with Max? What's your travel schedule? What's your personal life schedule? Max Holloway seems to know the opponent as well. They're simply working on the date. It's going to be Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, 3, the trilogy for the BMF title in Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. Why would Max Holloway take the fight? Well, he's 0-2 against Dustin Poirier. Right there, that's reason alone to take the fight. He's behind Dustin Poirier in the rankings. And if you're behind someone who has 2 wins over you, you can't just jump them. I know that Max Holloway knocked out Justin Gaethje. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit strange that he's below Justin Gaethje in the rankings here. But it's also not weird because he can't really be above Dustin Poirier. This whole fucking thing is weird. Dustin Poirier has 2 wins over Max Holloway, has a win over Justin Gaethje, has a KO loss to Justin Gaethje. Max Holloway has a KO win over Justin Gaethje, 2 losses to Dustin Poirier. Max Holloway has a win over Charles Oliveira. So Max Holloway has a win over Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira, and he's 0-2 against Dustin Poirier. You don't think he's looking at the rankings like, I need to beat fucking Dustin Poirier. Fuck this motherfucker. I beat Justin Gaethje. I beat Charles Oliveira. I need to beat Dustin fucking Poirier. And if he beats Dustin Poirier, there's nobody left in front of him other than Arman Tsarukyan and Islam Makhachev. It clears the path for Max Holloway. Clears the path for Max Holloway. Also gets him his win back because he's 0-2 against Dustin. And he gets a title defense of the BMF title fight. Dustin Poirier gets an opportunity at a belt in his retirement scrap. He gets to fight a fan favorite, a legend, go 3-0 against the GOAT, Max Holloway, gets the BMF title fight, and rides off into the fucking sunset. It's poetry in motion. It's a match made in heaven. And it just makes so much fucking sense, baby. Woo! Make it happen. We're getting Max Dustin, the trilogy, for the BMF title fight soon, in the summertime. Maybe a Louisiana Fight Night card. Maybe a pay-per-view card. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? Legends only. Legends only. You don't like it? Go fuck yourself. DP Max, the trilogy, run it back. I can't wait. I think Max Holloway would beat Dustin Poirier. I think Max is younger, hungrier, trying to get to the top of this lightweight division. He's got more left in the tank. Dustin Poirier's had a lot of injuries. Tore his ACL, I believe, in the Islam Makhachev fight. Had some other injuries there. Retiring on his way out. I would probably pick Max Holloway, probably by decision. Dustin Poirier's tough. But, hey, I mean, I don't give a fuck. That's a Legends matchup. I'll drop everything. I'll cancel anything so I could sit on my fucking couch, tune in, lock in, and check these two slug it out with one another for the BMF title. I don't care. So that's it. Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier 3 for the BMF championship. It's coming. They're figuring out the location. They're figuring out the fight card, and they're figuring out the date. But they'll be announcing it soon. You heard it here first on Octagon Jordan. Thanks for tuning in.